Hello, I'm Jason Wright, and I am here presenting the Kennesaw State Library System Marketing Plan. This is for the MLIS 7240, but this is presented to the Kennesaw State Library System. First, a little bit about me. My name, again, is Jason Wright. I'm the Communications Manager for Georgia Tech Library. I've been here a little over 8 years at Georgia Tech, and I have spent 14 years doing public relations, previously for a local government. And before that, I was a reporter for 6 years. And I just wanted to thank Jennifer Carter, the Assessment and Communications Librarian, with whom I spoke extensively to get a lot of the information about this plan. For a full list of references that I talk about in this plan, please do visit the full plan. It has all the work cited in there, especially for the research that went into the background. We don't get into that a lot here. We just don't have time. So first, let's go over who you serve. Your customers, obviously, are undergraduate and graduate students, both on and off campus. Faculty, of course. Then private researchers who come to the library. And then the surrounding Metro Atlanta community. Given that this is a strategic communications plan, I also went through and looked at your stakeholders. And your primary stakeholders are going to be on-campus undergraduate students, on-campus graduate students, digital learners, that's both undergraduate and graduate, so those off campus, library faculty and staff, and then your vendors who have contracts with the library. I also get into your secondary stakeholders, internal and external stakeholders in the full plan. You can go over that if you'd like to see more information on that. Let's get into your organizational goals. So from your existing strategic plan, we're going to focus on 4 goals. 1, we're going to grow the library system's social media presence. We're going to promote the habit of data-driven decision-making at all levels of the library system. We're going to develop and provide accessible library digital instruction content. And we're going to continue to cultivate and build upon the partnerships within and external to the institution. So everything that you see in this presentation is going to align specifically to those 4 goals from your existing plan. Given this is a strategic plan, we went ahead and did a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I'm not going to read through all these, but just a couple of the big salient points. You have great locations, easy access to Interstate 75, 575, and 400. A huge student population, second highest in the state, 43,000. A lot of resources. Weaknesses, the rapid enrollment growth. I doubt that that's been met with faculty and staff expansion. And I imagine you also, because of older buildings, you have a lack of available space for that growing student population. And of course, having availability of financial resources in this economy, very difficult. However, you do have a great opportunity because of the strong Atlanta job market and more students. That 43,000 students means more graduates that can advocate for you. And then I also want to just talk about threats. Of course, you face the same online competition as other universities, Google Scholar, Amazon, pirate sites. And then, of course, our conservative government, this is no shock to you, and national efforts to ban books and interfere with school curriculum. I also imagine you have problems, just like we do at Georgia Tech. Like I said, I'm the communications manager, with thin staffing, which means you have single points of failure with a lot of needed services. Next, I want to go over your market segments. So these are the people that we're going to advertise to. These are essentially your customers and your stakeholders, but then segmented by their needs. So the first segment would be the undergraduate students. What do they need? They need wide-ranging resources. Graduate students, they're going to need more specific resources, things for student teaching. Your faculty is going to need highly specific resources to research, to teach, to build curriculum. Staff at the university is going to need some wide-ranging resources as well for things like business support. And then, of course, your community members who might need things like internet and printing. Now, from there, we're going to segment even more, and we're going to look at geographic area. Where do they live? So on-campus people use the physical collections. They use a lot more services. They go to programming. Your off-campus people are mostly going to use your website and electronic resources. And then from there, I'd like to break it down even more so that, basically, if you're an undergraduate student, we look at your study or your area of study or major. If you're a faculty member, we look at your home unit. And we look at where you are in your program. So, if you're a freshman, you're obviously going to need different stuff than if you're in like a senior design lab. So let's get into it. First, I want to talk about the way that our goals and our tactics are aligned. So in each one of these, you're going to see the larger institutional goal, meaning the library goal, then the library marketing goal, the segment we're advertising to, the tactic we're going to use, and then a way to take it further by using some budget. So in this first one, we want to grow the social media presence. So as a library marketing unit, we're going to produce 3 to 5 pieces of daily content that highlight the library system resources, spaces, and expertise. We're going to push these to social media. We're going to advertise these to on and off campus undergraduates and graduate students. And we're going to produce this content with a strong visual element like photography and video that can be versioned easily across multiple platforms. So it can be on Instagram, it can be on Twitter, it can be on Facebook. And we're going to look at advertising on social platforms to see if we might be able to start reaching people that we've never been able to reach before by spending a little bit of money to target them. Next, we're going to promote the habit of data-driven decision-making. So we're going to establish cycles of user feedback, including in-person pop-up sessions and post-event or partnership surveying at the library marketing level. The segment's going to be students, faculty members, staff. We can further segment by major and school, like we said before. The tactic is we're going to hold twice a semester drop-in sessions to gather user feedback on our programs, services, and resources. And the way we're going to push it a little further is explore virtual surveying to follow up with users and partners. Okay, so next we want to develop and provide accessible library digital instructional content. So from a marketing perspective, our goal is to produce a YouTube series highlighting popular services and instructional topics. Our segment's going to be students, faculty members, community members, and then we're going to further segment by what they need. Our tactic is going to be to create, post, and distribute a monthly series in 2-minute chunks of content. The content can be shared across social platforms and then used for in-person instruction as well. And we're going to explore purchasing advertising on social platforms to promote the YouTube series. Lastly, we're going to cultivate and build partnerships within and external to the institution. So we're going to work with colleges and schools to expand the existing collegiate liaison program, information literacy instruction program, and the library's partnership with the Writing Center. We're going to look at students, faculty members, and then we're going to segment again by their major school. The tactic is that we're going to build an initial 3-month, that's 1 semester, slate of in-person connection events, both inside and outside the library system buildings. And we're going to explore a surveying tool for follow-up and to gauge return on investment for users with instructional programming. We're also going to create printed marketing materials for distribution at events. Our budget for this is $80,000, so that includes a content specialist to create the digital content at about $50,000. That includes all the technology you need. Our printed materials, about $20,000 for all sorts of printed materials, stand-ups, flyers, step and repeats. We need to purchase some advertising on social media platforms, so we'll just dip our toe in that with $5,000. And then, because we want to do some surveying, we wanted to get some survey product and then also some incentives for people to take the surveys, gift cards, and things like that. So once again, we end up at $80,000. Any questions? Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.